Alright, there it is. Nice and neat. Clean and neat, that's the way I do it. And you can still rock in America. Hey. Down here, where the camera's gonna go, Brent's guitar all put together. I gotta fix the necks. The 12-string side of it, the neck is twisted. I gotta fix that. And the 6-string neck, like I said, it was a cheap guitar, so it was put on crooked, so I gotta redo that. But I wanted to get the electronics and the body together, so I'm gonna show you my little cutoff switch, the little kill switch. So pan that down there. There's the 12-string neck with nothing on it. All right. There's both of them. And there's the 6-string by itself. Just like that. More to come. Bye. Hey. Out here in the dusty wood shop with Mama Kitty. Say hi to Mama Kitty. Hi, Mama Kitty. She's helping. She's supervising my work. She's very good at it. She popped out of her little hut to see what in the world I was doing. So I'm going to show you. So here it is. The headstock reattached, doweled in place, and then a little volute on there, like so. That piece goes on there like that. That would be laminated over the top of that, and then I come over here and take this piece of maple, 1/8" maple, and this will go over the front, and it will be a overlay like so on the face of it. So it'll be back to a tilted headstock from a twisted neck, which was completely twisted, to now nice and flat with a tilted headstock, so no need for a string tree. And re-radius fingerboard. I'll be refretting that. So that's how I got the twist out of it. This one was twisted so badly that I couldn't get the twist out of it. So I reworked the neck. I recontoured the back of the neck and reattached the headstock in a different position, at a different angle, and reworked the fingerboard so that it was at the correct angle, so that now we have a 12-string electric tilted back headstock neck. So that'll be going together here in a little bit. Bye. Say bye, kitty cat. Hey, I'm back. Covered with glue. So here you go. Hey, look at that, it works better. So there it is. I may have found enough clamps, possibly, maybe. But there it is with the maple overlay glued up and the volute glued up. And obviously a lot of shaping will need to take place to get that where it needs to be. And this will set overnight, and then I get to do the final shaping on that and reshape the headstock so that it's all proper, and put the holes back in it, because now it's got holes that's stopped by a big chunk of maple. So anyway, that will set overnight, and then I'll do the reshaping, clear coat it, refret it, all that kind of stuff. So all that for a cheap pawn shop guitar, but Brent will appreciate it. Tighten that one down just a bit. There we go. Look at that. Brent will appreciate it. And here we are in Catville. See if Mama Cat's in there. Mama Cat, what are you doing? There you go. It's time for babies to have dinner. I won't bother you, Mama. All right. So she was out here helping me the whole time I was doing all this gluing up. She's out here supervising. So there you are. More to it. Bye. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the little video montage thing of me working on Brent's guitar. I'm going to show you a little bit more about of that guitar and explain a little bit about how I do my fretwork. And so happy Sunday, everybody. I'm an hour late. Imagine that. Go figure, why am I an hour late? Who knew? Hey, look at this. It's always Winky popping up here. And she's down there. Come on, Winky. See if she'll get up here too. She won't get up here with her brother. But there's her brother, Telly. Say hi, Telly. Telly's shy, but he wants some attention. But anyway, yes, this is Catville. And there's that all over the videos. I got the babies and the mama out in the garage. And Telly and Winky, my two oldest, had them since I lived up in Oklahoma City and worked for AAR up there with Alaska Airlines and all that. So anyways, all my cats are rescues, so I love them to pieces. They're all sweethearts. So anyways, I'm going to tell you guys all about this fretting, and you guys have a great Sunday, even with the hour off. So go figure. Just a second. Okay, so here we are panned down on the table so I can show you a little bit about what I got going on here. So here's the 6-string neck off of Brent's guitar, and I told Brent I was going to put my name on it as if I built it, but legitimately I've redone this thing to the point where all I've used from the original guitar was the body and the wood from the necks. This has all been redone, and the pickups. Everything else, all the electronics has been replaced, as you saw. Everything's been redone. I just refretted this neck. I'm going to refret the other one that you saw that was all cut up and modified. So it's my buddy's guitar. I'm not trying to sell it to anybody, so I just put that on there just so you can say, look at that. So anyway, but here's what the end result of with fretwork done by hand. And a lot of people talk about a machine called a plec, and no disrespect to people that use those or whatnot, I don't like them. It's a robotic way of leveling and dressing the frets. And even using the plec machine, you still have to go back and do some of it by hand because it's just not that good. And you cannot, when you're dealing with craftsmanship type stuff like this, you can't replace a person doing this. So I will explain how that's done in just a second, but there's the finished product. But what I do is I actually do this completely by hand. Let me get the right tool out here. I have, when I pull the frets out, I have this little nipper that I've ground down perfectly flat so there's no lip on it. And I use that to pull the frets out without damaging the wood. And I literally just nip them like that. And having the flat front on it like that allows it to go all the way up against the fretboard. When you squeeze it without me cutting my finger, but when you squeeze it like that, it will push down on the wood and it will pull the frets out without splintering the neck. And then to put them back in, I've got a special brass punch, and so a little caul that is for the frets. It's specifically built for the frets, and a little brass hammer, and I literally hand hammer them into place. And I will show you. I've got genuine Fender parts. No, I'm not sponsored by Fender, but here is what one of the frets. I buy these. These are just pre-cut, pre-radius frets. They save me a little bit of time. I have straight fret wire that isn't radiused or cut, and I can do it that way too, but this is just quicker. It's the same wire, but that's what the thing looks like. You can see a little, if I get it in the camera just the right way, you see little barbs on it. Those little barbs are on the back side. That's what goes into the little slot, and you can see the end of it right here. But that's what goes into the little slot that you cut in the neck. You hammer it down, and it's like little fish hooks, and it holds it in place. And then you have to dress the ends of it. If I can get it right in the camera just so you can see it just right. You have to dress the ends so that they are smooth and angled so they don't hook on anything, and so that they ride along here and they don't cut your fingers. And you know a lot of people, they call it rolling the edge of the neck, but you want to run your finger down here and feel very, very smooth and silky. If you can feel any barb or any sharpness or irritation, then it's just a cheap job, and it's usually done with machines like that. But I hand fit the edges, hand roll them, and then refinish the neck, you know. And the fretwork is done with this crowning file, which, if I can get that up in there, there you go. You can see that it's a file that's shaped like the fret. And what you first do with it is you use another tool that I don't have out because I'm slightly unprepared, but you use one of these things. It's a block with basically a special type of rasp on it, and you run that across the tops of the frets, and it's perfectly level, and it will cut the tops of the frets just enough to, when you hammer them in, if there's any that are higher than the other, it'll level them out. And obviously you have to adjust the truss rod on the neck so that this is perfectly flat before you start to do that, or you're going to have a wave in it. So you start with a flat neck, use that block level, and it's very light touch because the neck has a radius to it right there for those who are not musicians on here. But this has a radius to it. This one in particular is a 12-inch radius. So because it has a radius, when you run the block down, you have to be sure that you don't be forceful with it and flatten out the tops of the frets and make it flat instead of radius. You have to follow that curvature. It takes a little bit of a practice and a special touch to do it. And then the edges that I showed you that were specially fitted, that were, the ends of it, those are done with this file. It's a very special little tiny little file. And it's got this funky little angle on the end of it, but that's how you do the very tips of the frets. So there you go. Quick little rundown on how I do my fretwork. I prefer to do it by hand. I have a fret press, which is an arbor press that has the special brass caul that puts the frets in place. I have that, and I don't use it very much because it's kind of cumbersome. And to be honest with you, you can do a much more precise job by hand if you have the time to do that. It's very much more finesse involved in putting them in. The press is just you stick them in there, and the companies that do, like I said, they're just run through a machine and they come out with edges all funky. That's done with a special press that does them all at once, and it's kind of messy. But you end up getting a $150 guitar online. That's what you're going to get, the one that's got machine pressed frets, and they're not so great. Some of the companies like Fender have a special machine, but they do them one fret at a time. And then they have a quality control person that goes back and hand touches them up, and does basically what I did here. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. And the other fret, the other neck, as you saw out in the garage, is I got to finish that one. I was hoping I'd have it done today, but I lost an hour. Where'd it go? Who knows? But anyway, hoping that I would have that done today, but I didn't. So I'll have a little short blurb on that one when it's completed in a demo of Brent's guitar, hopefully in a couple days. But that's my weekend of playing with necks and frets and all that fun jazz. So you guys have a great week. I'm going to go and enjoy some chicken here in just a minute and see if I can keep Winky from trying to steal it from me, because she usually tries to do that. And you guys have a great week. God bless you all, and be safe and enjoy the warmer weather. Peace.